Airports are designed for speed. Every day, millions of passengers move through terminals carrying digital boarding passes and reservations stored in vast airline databases. Paper tickets belong to another era. Yet on a rainy morning at a major international airport, a traveler arrived carrying a genuine airline ticket issued nearly 20 years earlier. At a check-in counter, airline agent Sarah Mitchell examined the faded document. Its edges were yellowed, and it displayed the logo of an airline that no longer existed. Assuming it was a souvenir, staff jokingly suggested scanning it. Moments later, the reservation appeared on the screen. The route existed. The passenger name matched. The ticket number was valid. Most astonishingly, the ticket had never been marked as used. Silence spread across the counter. Airport operations and ticketing specialists were notified immediately. Every verification produced the same result. The issue date showed 2006. The ticket appeared authentic in every way. The traveler, Daniel Mercer, explained that he had purchased it decades earlier but never completed the journey. Now, he wanted to know whether it still existed in the system. Investigators found the situation almost impossible to explain. Airline tickets expire, airlines merge, and reservation systems change. Yet somehow this reservation had survived. An internal investigation began. Fraud specialists suspected counterfeiting, but laboratory examinations confirmed the ticket was genuine. Historical accounting teams located archived payment records that perfectly matched the purchase. The original airline had long since disappeared through mergers and acquisitions. Reservation platforms had been replaced, and databases migrated multiple times. Despite these changes, the booking remained intact. Former employees were interviewed. Retired ticket agent Linda Carr recalled rare ticketing policies that occasionally allowed open travel arrangements. However, she admitted that no ticket should realistically remain active for 2 decades. Other former staff describe a period of operational disruptions, compensation disputes, and manually maintained records. Investigators discovered that Daniel's booking corresponded with one of the most chaotic periods in the airline's history. Archive reports revealed delays, cancellations, and unresolved passenger complaints. Several records appeared incomplete. Some ended abruptly, while others had been overwritten during later software migrations. The possibility emerged that the ticket survived because nobody properly closed the case. A multidisciplinary team of fraud investigators, digital forensics analysts, journalists, and historical records specialists was assembled. By tracing the reservation through decades of airline databases, they found that every system migration had copied the booking forward. Like a message passed through generations of technology, it survived every transition. Journalists searched archives and uncovered reports about the original route. Passenger manifests revealed that Daniel's reservation had been part of a larger group booking. Most passengers eventually traveled. A few canceled. Only Daniel's reservation remained unresolved. Security records added another layer to the mystery. Daniel had checked in at the airport on the day of departure, yet there was no boarding scan, no baggage record, and no evidence that he ever boarded the aircraft. During interviews, Daniel revealed little. He simply stated that something happened that day that prevented him from traveling. Investigators eventually discovered a sealed corporate file connected to the booking. Inside were internal correspondence records, operational reports, and customer relations documents. Together, they reconstructed a forgotten chapter in airline history. Among the documents was a letter written by Daniel shortly after the scheduled trip. It explained everything. On the morning of departure, his wife had suffered a sudden medical emergency. He immediately abandoned the journey. Airline representatives promised to review his case, but before a resolution was reached, the company entered a merger process. Departments were reorganized, personnel changed, and records were transferred between systems. Somewhere in that transition, Daniel's case vanished into bureaucracy. The ticket was never refunded, never closed, and never marked as flown. It simply remained suspended within the reservation system. Over time, investigators realized the ticket represented more than an administrative anomaly. Daniel had deliberately preserved it. For 20 years, it served as a reminder of the day his life changed. The mystery shifted from technology to human emotion. The reason he returned with the ticket was equally personal. His wife had recently passed away. The journey they had planned together was never taken. The ticket became the last physical reminder of that chapter of his life. He returned to the airport not to travel, but to see whether the reservation still existed. Experts eventually concluded that the ticket survived because of an extraordinary combination of circumstances. The booking was never properly closed. Airline mergers transferred it through multiple ownership changes. Database migrations repeatedly copied the record into newer systems. No automated process ever retired it. Yet important questions remain unanswered. Some experts believe the survival resulted purely from technological and administrative oversight. Others argue that missing records prevent a complete explanation. During the final review, specialists examined the aging document one last time. The paper had faded, but the reservation still existed in the archive. Years later, aviation experts continue to discuss the case, not because a 20-year-old ticket survived, but because it revealed how technology, bureaucracy, memory, and human emotion can become intertwined. Millions of airline tickets are issued every year and quickly forgotten, yet one ticket remained hidden in the system for 2 decades, carrying with a story that refused to disappear.